Got them all.
You had a nice 5-year early vote.
Me? Yeah, you saw that?
Of course.
Good 5 minutes.
JJ, do you think it's kind of cool or kind of interesting in a cool way that you're having your best year in your 9th season in the NBA?
I mean, yes, I try to get better every year. I think this has been a great basketball situation for me here in LA with the Clippers and playing for Doc and playing with CP and Blake and DJ. It's been very enjoyable, and I think it's allowed me to play to my strengths. And also, I work in the summer, and I do extra during the season, and I'm always trying to get better. When I got off to a slow start the first 10 games of this year, I wasn't discouraged because I knew the amount of work that I put in the off season and knew that eventually things would work out, and ended up shooting the ball pretty well. So.
You guys have used business-like approach. That's been something that's come up a lot over the last couple months. Have you noticed a change in this team's approach and the push to the playoffs from that kind of professionalism?
I've always felt like we're pretty professional. I was on some teams in Orlando that goofed around.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this has been a professional group. I can't say that we're more or less in the last 2 months.
You've been to the playoffs every single year in your career. What do you make of that, having played for 3 teams and you feel
been lucky, probably. If you look at my 7th year, I probably shouldn't have been in the playoffs. I was on an Orlando team. I got traded at the deadline to Milwaukee, and we won 37 games and made the playoffs. So there's an asterisk next to that season. But other than that, I feel like I've been on good teams and played for good coaches and all that stuff.
And how much does that help this team? Your experience, especially because you came off the bench most of those years until you got here.
I think playoff experience is big. I don't necessarily think it's underrated or overrated. I just think it's a factor, and it can pop up at times, and it can matter. I think for me, the thing I've learned the most in the playoffs is to just keep an even keel. Whether you're down in a series or you're down in a game, you just keep playing and you trust what you do. The year we made the finals, this is the best example I can use of that. The year we made the finals in 2009, our first round opponent was the 6th seed Philadelphia, and Iguodala hit a game winner in game 1. We win game 2. We go to Philly. Thaddeus Young hits a game winner in game 3. We're down 2-1. Game 4, we're down most of the game. Turk has to hit a game winner in game 4. We win game 5. Dwight gets suspended. Courtney Lee breaks his face. And me and Martin Gortat have to start on the road in game 6. And we end up winning the series. So a lot can happen, and you just got to kind of roll with the punches, and you can't get too up or too down.
JJ, have you looked at...
Doc compares Chris and the way his attitude and firing to Kevin Garnett. Blake said it's not quite that, but
in a different way for sure. But all great players are like that. All great players are wired a certain way. Chris probably thinks about basketball. Let's say he sleeps 18 hours a day. He probably thinks about basketball 14 hours a day. The other 2 hours he thinks about.
There's no way he sleeps 18 hours.
No, 8. I'm saying if he slept 8 hours a day, there's 16 hours left. I said 18.
I think he probably sleeps 4.
But anyway, all I'm saying is whatever's remaining, he thinks about basketball. It's what drives him. There's certain guys, like, regardless of what they accomplish, how much money they get paid, what endorsements they get, they're wired to be great, and they don't let that stop them from working and getting better. Chris, there's nothing that he could accomplish that would stop him from saying, I want more, I want something else, it's remarkable, given all that he's done. And obviously there's one thing that's kind of eluded him, but he's great.
Is there a sense sometimes when somebody grabs the bat that way or when they're batting and kills too much, right? How do you reach when you're that serious defense?
There's a fine line for sure. Hopefully he can detach a little bit in the off season. But right now, and during the season, that's who he is. That's what's made him great. I didn't say bold.
JJ, you talked about being even keel. What's the challenge of the Spurs playing them?
potentially not just 4 straight, but 7 straight?
Yeah. There's lots of challenges with them. They're a great offensive team and they're a great defensive team. And I think that was reflected in our regular season games, where there was I think 2 games where it was tough to score, and 2 games where it was 120 to 115, something like that. So they can beat you both ways. Within a game, you got to be able to withstand their runs. They're going to make some Spursian plays. Duncan may roll to the basket and have a wide open layup and kick it out to Bellinelli, who hits a corner 3, and they do that 2 or 3 possessions in a row. It can break you, but you ultimately just have to trust your defensive concepts and what you do as a team.
The quote of the team, but do you think this team is fully off now being the pick everyone can?
No, I don't. It's been talked about for sure. At least in my mind, this team, I think, it thinks more about how last season ended and the kind of just the grind of this season to get back to this point. The Spurs have their own, set of challenges for us. They're the defending champs. They've won 21-25, all that stuff. I don't think we're too concerned with what the pundits are saying. We're aware of it for sure, but that's not the motivation. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.